Okay, welcome back. This is going to be a follow-up video to the original video that I just did. One of the things that I wanted to do was get into a little bit more detail and explain how we're going to be using some of the vocabulary that's used in this game in order to be able to improve our language skills. All right, so one of the things that every character has that's a part of their character are traits. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this button over here, the symbology, and what you can see here, there's 4 different symbols. One is an aspiration, and that they will, or one is a trait that they will pick up from their aspiration, whatever aspiration they choose, and the other 3 are traits that you give your character. So let's go ahead and take a look at this and kind of figure out how we can use this information in order to improve our vocabulary and our language skills. So here, first of all, we're trying to get some hints and some clues and to kind of use context in order to understand what a word will mean instead of going to the exact definition, looking it up in a dictionary. The reason why we want to do this is this is how we learn our first language. It's naturally. When you learned your first language, whatever that may be, whether it was Spanish or Italian or Russian or Chinese, you learned everything through context. As a 3-year-old child, you did not go to the dictionary and look up a word to understand its meaning. You learned everything through context. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing in our classes. This is how we're going to be able to learn new words by using the Sims. So again, Sims is a life simulation software, which means it's simulating or it's acting out life scenarios that we can apply to our regular life situations, our regular life. So let's go ahead and take a look at cheerful. So we've got this word cheerful, and let's say we don't know exactly what cheerful means. So we've got some clues here. We've got a lollipop, and you're probably going to think that, well, what does cheerful have to do with this? Is it some kind of candy? Is it so that doesn't really help us out here. So let's go ahead and take a look at the definition, though. And it says these Sims tend to be happier than other Sims. Right? Not much there either. The only word that we have to work off, or the only thing that we can use for context here, is the word happier. That we know these are synonyms here, and so we know that cheerful means happier. So not a lot of clues here, but still, what you can probably understand is from the person's personality, you can understand that she's cheerful. But let's go ahead and move on to the next one here. Maybe we'll get some better clues. So now we have the word neat. And let's say you don't know what the word neat means. You have to work off of context here. You've got some clues. Well, first of all, you see a vacuum cleaner. Okay, that helps us out a little bit. We know that you use a vacuum cleaner in order to clean things up. But let's go ahead and take a look at the explanation that they give us and see if we can pick up any more words from context or if we have any more clues here. So these Sims become happy and have fun when performing household chores, can have a cleaning frenzy, and become really uncomfortable in dirty surroundings. All right, we got a lot of good hints here. Go ahead and read this and tell me if you can pick out the context words or the key words here that are going to help us. Well, one, happy and fun. We know this is a good feeling, right? To be happy and fun when performing household chores, right? Household chores. You might not know what household chores means, but we can get some kind of idea. Chore is a task, something you have to do. Can have a cleaning frenzy. All right, we've got another clue word here, and you can see I've got it in capital letters, cleaning frenzy, and become really uncomfortable in dirty surroundings. And so we have another word here, dirty surroundings. So the key words here, we happy, fun, good feelings associated with household chores. Bad feelings, uncomfortable, associated with dirty surroundings. And then we've got cleaning frenzy. So all of these words, we may not know exactly what neat means. However, we can get a good idea from looking at the definition. And the other key thing is, if you're playing this game just by yourself, let's say, for example, your native language is Czech, and you're playing this in the English version, it might not be as exciting for you because you have to read everything. But that's, the key thing that we want to do is we want to talk about this. We want to have meetings together. We want to have group sessions where we talk about these words, and then it'll be a lot more exciting for you. Okay, and then these other traits we don't want to look at right now, but I'm just doing this to give you an idea of how we can expand our vocabulary and how we can use the tremendous amount of tools available to us in The Sims in order to increase our language proficiency and increase our vocabulary. Okay, all right, so we have that. We have these traits. And the thing is that each one of these traits are going to affect how these people react. Now, this gets a little bit deeper and it's more complex because you have to watch how your character is reacting to other characters. For example, a happy person, a cheerful person might always have a smile on their face, and they might react differently to different situations. So let's see if we can find Olga. I don't know where she went. Okay, she's heading somewhere here. Let's go see where she goes. All right, now the other thing is you got, this is called a plumb bob, and you have to know what this means because these are your Sims needs. And if you've never played this game before, this is kind of the goal. You have to keep these all at a green level in order to keep your sim happy. And we can see here she's hungry. Again, now this is a really interesting, let's go ahead and take a look at this. So we know that she's hungry, and we've got some really good clues here. First of all, we see a knife and a fork associated with eating. And then they give us three little icons here, a refrigerator, a stove, and another knife and a fork. We can see, we can make an association here that these are all related to eating. And then when we read the definition, it says, like all living creatures, Sims need sustenance. Have a meal, order a pizza, or grill something delicious. Meal related to food, pizza related to food, grilling related to food. We've got lots of clues here. Helps us to understand what the word hunger means. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and let's see what Olga does here. We know that she is. Don't forget, she's cheerful, she's neat, and she's family oriented. Let's go ahead and follow her along. Let's go put these walls up. I always like when we get the full picture and we can see what's going on. All right. Let's go ahead and follow her. And so what's going to happen is she's going to sit down and she's going to have something to eat. There she goes. And what does she have there? A croissant, I think she got down from the coffee shop. I can't tell. But here she is, and she's starting to socialize with other people. All right. And this is where you can kind of watch how she's going to react to other people, what her personality is like, and you can kind of get it from context. But there's a thing here that I want to mention is that I can stop this at any point and we would have a million things to talk about. I could point to the windows. I could point to this guy's tattoo. We can talk about his hair. We can go over here, move around. We can talk about the clothes. What color is that? What color tops, bikini tops do they have? What kind of pattern does she have? What does her hair look like? Describe the table to me. What is this made of? What does it look like it's made of? Does it look like it's strong? Does it look like it's weak? Let's go ahead and take a look at the art. So there's a million ways that you can work with this, and that's why I think it's such a fantastic tool in order to be teaching languages. The other reason I really like The Sims is because it's, there's so many video games out there these days that have violence, and this is a really nice game in that the Sims are usually pretty pleasant. They don't get into a lot of arguments, and it's pretty clean. For as far as video games go these days, it's a pretty clean game, and that's why I like it. I think it's just a fantastic tool to teach languages. So that's pretty much it. Again, I want to keep this video short at only 10 minutes, but you can see all of the different types of things that we can use and how we can expand it. And you're learning languages just like you learned your native language. Just as if you were somebody, as if you're viewing a life situation here, you've traveled to this place, and now you're starting to learn a new language with these people. Okay? The only difference is you've got a teacher to help you along with this whole process. Okay, that's it. Take care.